too. So.
What are we to do with these instances of polygamy in the Old Testament? There are 3 questions that need to be answered. 1, why did God allow polygamy in the Old Testament? 2, how does God view polygamy today? And 3, why did it change?
Okay, right here, guys. I would love to answer. I can answer these 3 questions real quick and we call it done. But this is why it's called live stream. So we're gonna let them answer the question. And listen, guys. I want you guys to really be discerning, but listen to how these fork-tongued devils speak.
Exactly.
I mean, these people are sly in the way they put the thing in there, and they're adding eisegesis instead of exegesis, and they're adding and diminishing and trying to paint a picture for you guys to see this thing as a bad thing, which is not explicitly to their own admission. It has not been explicitly condemned, but they're going to condemn it in their very words. Read. Play, sorry.
Why did God allow polygamy in the Old Testament? The Bible does not specifically say why God allowed polygamy. As we speculate about God's silence, there is at least one key factor to consider.
So look what they said. They clearly are telling you that God did not specifically give a reason for why. So guess what? They use that, which is not true, but they use this, which is kind of true, but they use that. And now this is where they say, hey, this gives us the opportunity to add or input something in there. And because he didn't give us a good reason. So now this is where now Christianity is going to start putting their own doctrine and start building a case for their doctrine and not biblical doctrine. Play it.
Due to patriarchal societies, it was nearly impossible for an unmarried woman to provide for herself. Women were often uneducated and untrained. Women relied on their fathers, brothers, and husbands for provision and protection. Unmarried women were often subjected to prostitution and slavery. So it seems that God may have allowed polygamy to protect and provide for the women who could not find a husband otherwise.
Okay, stop.
So they answered the question.
So clearly they can see that polygyny is good. Polygyny was a way to provide for who? For men to get their sex on, to get their freak on? No, this had to do with Yah providing for the women. This had to do with the women. Protection, right? Food, all the stuff that women would need at this time. So they're saying that, okay, in their mind, they said, okay, we can see that Yah allowed this to happen just so that the women can be cared for. Because if you didn't have this, then there's the alternatives could be a bad thing. Do you want to add to that, Deacon?
I mean, I just find it surprising. I mean, he's literally at first he
answering
said,
the question.
He said there is nothing. We don't know why God allowed it, but then it's saying right here they're answering that. Well, he may allow it because of protection and provision. Okay,
but look how they guys, it's sly. I'm about to let you guys see how they twist it. Replay.
A man would take multiple wives and serve as their provider and protector of all of them. While definitely not ideal, living in a polygamous...
Stop. You see what he says? Look how he sneaks that in. We're going to go back on when he says, definitely not ideal. Who the hell are you, gotquestions.org? Who are you to say is not ideal? If that's not ideal, what is ideal? Who determines what's ideal? So right there, he plants a seed. This is definitely not ideal. Then if this is not ideal, then why did it? Obviously, these women got taken care of. I mean, isn't that? You see how he sneaks that in there?
Yeah,
definitely not ideal.
Back it up a little bit.
Yeah, back it up. While definitely not ideal. Oh my goodness.
Wives and serve as their provider and protector of all of them. While definitely not ideal, living in a polygamous household was far better than the alternatives: prostitution, slavery, or starvation.
So he's saying it's not definitely the ideal, but it was better than the alternative, because if you didn't have polygyny, then you end up probably women will have to provide themselves through prostitution, slavery, or just starve to death.
Which we still have all those.
Which we still have. So what does it change? Are you is Yah only the God of America? I don't think I heard that. I think he was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Exactly. Right? But are we using America as the thing where, okay, well, I'm not going to give away. I'm just saying this is the part where polygyny is doing a good thing for the women. See, as Straightway, we have a saying. It says that our women are taken care of from cradle to grave. And you can't take care of your women from cradle to grave in every way. I'm not just saying physically. I'm not just saying sexually, but also spiritually. Every woman needs a covering. You guys hear what I'm saying? If you are a woman, you need a man to cover you.
Yep.
If you do not have that cover, if you don't have a man instructing you, it's a very good chance you are hell bound.
Mm-hmm.
I say it again. It'll be no different than a horse in a race running without his jockey. You need a man to be guiding you, instructing you, demanding you, commanding you. If you don't have a man covering you, you are hell bound. That should put fear in every woman out there that's walking around here saying, well, I'm single and I don't have anybody telling me what to do. You're hell bound. If you are the head in your home and you dictating what's going on in your home is not your man, you're hellbound. Oprah Winfrey making billions of dollars, and Stephen is her just side man or whatever. Guess what? Good chance, hellbound.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, well, how can you say that? It'll be like me saying that I don't need Jesus. If I don't need Yeshua, I can do this on my own. I'm going to go directly to the Father. No, I'm hellbound. I need a covering because I'm a man and my cover is Yeshua. The head of every man is Jesus, and the head of every woman is man, and the head of Jesus is the Father. Is that not what it says in 1 Corinthians 11?
That's it.
But God is the head of everything. So I'm telling you this right now, and you're looking at the situation where polygyny is a good thing, but He's saying it's not ideal. Well, if this was an ideal, then why didn't God use the ideal? Why didn't Yah use the ideal version to solve the problem of prostitution, slavery, and starvation? What is the ideal, Deacon?
I choose the Bible.
He's saying definitely not the ideal, but so Yah used the least ideal situation to solve a real problem like prostitution, slavery, and starvation.
I wonder what this man would say in the face of Moses, of Abraham, of Jacob, of King David. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is crazy. So
hey, King David, you're doing a great job, but your family's just not ideal. It's just not God's best.
So is monogamous? Was monogamous a better solution to solve this problem? But then here's the problem: you have more women than you have to men. So the ideal situation, monogamy, couldn't solve this problem because there wasn't enough men. There wasn't enough men.
So their ideal is prostitution.
Exactly.
Starvation.
Oh, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that. Okay, keep playing. I'm sorry, guys. I get excited.
In addition to the protection provision factor, polygamy enabled a much faster expansion of humanity, fulfilling God's command to be fruitful and increase in number, multiply on the earth.
So, come on. Hold up. So, once again, polygyny is not God's ideal. It's not. It's definitely. He said it's definitely like what makes it so definite. What makes it so definite? He said it's definitely not ideal, but it does fulfill being fruitful and multiplying.
You can't make